When doctors give mesothelioma patients survival statistics, they're talking about averages. But some patients live years longer than expected. Some even become long-term survivors who defy every statistic. What's their secret? Is it luck, genetics, treatment choices, or something else? Today, I want to tell you what we know about why some mesothelioma patients outlive expectations by years, or even decades. I'm Terri Oppenheimer. I've been writing about mesothelioma and asbestos for the website mesothelioma.net for over a decade. Understanding what separates long-term survivors from typical survival statistics could help more patients beat the odds. Let's start by acknowledging that survival statistics, they're just that, statistics. When a doctor says that the median survival time for mesothelioma is 12 to 18 months, that means half of patients live longer and half live less. Understanding what factors predict longer survival can help patients and their families make informed decisions. The first and most significant factor in survival is the type and stage of mesothelioma at diagnosis. Epithelioid mesothelioma is the most common cell type, and it has a significantly better prognosis than sarcomatoid or biphasic types. And patients diagnosed at stage 1 or 2 have dramatically better outcomes than those diagnosed at stage 3 or 4. That's why early detection through paying attention and looking out for symptoms matters so much. But even among patients with the same stage and cell type, some do much better than others. The question is why? Age and overall health play major roles. Younger patients generally survive longer and respond better than older patients. Patients without other serious health conditions like no heart disease, no COPD, no diabetes, they do better than those with multiple comorbidities. It makes biological sense. Healthier bodies are better equipped to tolerate aggressive treatments and to fight disease. Now, before we go on, I want to take a quick break and say, if you're finding this information helpful, other people will too. So please hit the like and subscribe buttons below. It really helps us get our videos in front of more people who need to see them. And if you have any questions or topics you'd like me to address in a future video, note it in the comment section. Finally, keep watching until the end of the video, where I'll give you valuable information about accessing important resources. Now, on to some of the things that have made the biggest differences in survival outcomes. Treatment at specialized centers is a huge factor, and it doesn't get enough attention. Multiple studies have shown that patients treated at cancer centers that specialize in mesothelioma or cancer have better outcomes than those treated at community hospitals by general oncologists. Specialized centers have doctors who see mesothelioma and access to cutting-edge treatments and clinical trials, plus multidisciplinary teams that coordinate care, and they work with established protocols based on their extensive experience. If you're diagnosed with mesothelioma and you're only seeing a local oncologist who's never treated mesothelioma before, it's not a poor reflection on them. Mesothelioma is extremely rare, and most physicians never see a case of it. That's why you need to get to a specialized center. Even if it means traveling, even if it's inconvenient, the difference in outcomes is substantial. Getting appropriate treatment is critical. For peritoneal mesothelioma patients who undergo cytoreductive surgery with HIPEC, they have 5-year survival rates of 50% or higher when it's done at experienced centers. Some patients are alive 10 or 15 years later. Compare this to the median survival of less than a year without this treatment. That's a stark difference. For pleural mesothelioma, patients who receive newer treatments like immunotherapy combinations are showing longer survival than those who receive only traditional chemotherapy. Early adoption of new, evidence-based treatments, they can extend your life significantly. Genetics plays a big role too, and it's one of the biggest reasons why some patients survive much longer than others. Patients with germline BAP1 mutations have been shown to survive significantly longer than patients without these mutations. We're talking about median survival of 5 years or more compared to less than 1 year. This is such a dramatic difference that all mesothelioma patients should be offered genetic testing. If you have a BAP1 mutation and you receive platinum-based chemotherapy, the combination of favorable genetics and appropriate treatment can lead to exceptional outcomes. This is personalized medicine working the way it should, using genetic information to guide treatment decisions. Response to treatment itself matters enormously. Some patients respond dramatically to first-line treatment. Their tumors shrink significantly, their symptoms improve, and they get to what's called stable disease. Others don't respond as well. Patients who have good initial responses, they do tend to live longer. And that's partly why monitoring during treatment is so important. If a treatment isn't working, switching to a different approach quickly can significantly improve your outcomes. Lifestyle factors do play a role, but it's harder to quantify them. It still appears real. Patients who maintain good nutrition during treatment, who stay as physically active as their condition allows, who don't smoke, and who have strong social support networks do seem to do better. It doesn't mean you can cure mesothelioma with diet, exercise, and attitude, but these factors can influence how well your body tolerates treatment and fights disease. Psychological factors matter. Patients who maintain hope, who actively participate in treatment decisions, who have strong reasons to fight, like grandchildren they want to see graduate or get married, projects they want to complete, and experiences they want to have, they often seem to do better than those who just give up. This isn't about positive thinking during cancer. It's about the connection between mental state and physical health, about making the decision to fight. Participation in clinical trials sometimes gives patients access to cutting-edge treatments before they're widely available. Some long-term mesothelioma survivors attribute their success to experimental treatments they received through clinical trials. While not every clinical trial leads to breakthrough results, being willing to try new approaches can occasionally make the difference. Admittedly, being diagnosed today versus in the past has a significant impact on survival statistics, as patients diagnosed in 2025 have treatment options that didn't exist for patients diagnosed in 2014. Avoiding complications and infections during treatment is crucial. Patients who get through chemotherapy or surgery without major complications like pneumonia, blood clots, or severe infections, they generally have better outcomes. This is partly about luck, but it's also about careful medical management from your care team and patient vigilance about symptoms. Don't stay quiet if you think there's something wrong. Now is not the time to be stoic or to grin and bear it. Meticulous follow-up and monitoring allows for early detection of recurrence or progression. Catching these changes early allows for timely adjustment of your treatment. If you skip follow-up appointments or you delay addressing new symptoms, you may miss the window for effective intervention and correction. Some long-term survivors share certain attitudes. They're proactive about their care. They research their disease and treatment options. They advocate for themselves when they feel something isn't right, and they're willing to travel for better treatment. They maintain as normal a life as possible during treatment, and they focus on quality of life alongside quantity of life. Another common thread among survivors is that they refuse to be defined solely by their diagnosis. They continue to engage with life, pursue interests, maintain relationships, and find meaning beyond their illness. This doesn't mean denial of reality. It means not letting mesothelioma take everything away. But we also need to acknowledge the role of factors beyond anyone's control. Some patients have more aggressive disease. Some develop treatment-resistant cancer. Some experience complications despite everything being done right. Long-term survival often involves an element of luck or biology that we don't yet understand. The goal is not to blame patients who don't survive as long for not doing enough or not fighting hard enough. The goal is to identify factors that can be influenced: early detection, treatment at specialized centers, appropriate aggressive treatment, genetic testing, maintaining health during treatment, and then optimizing those factors. So why do some mesothelioma patients outlive expectations? Early diagnosis at favorable stage and cell type, treatment at specialized centers, aggressive, appropriate treatment that meets their goals, favorable genetics, especially BAP1 mutations, good response to initial treatment, maintaining overall health, strong support networks, and sometimes an element of luck. You can't control everything, but you can control treatment center choice, willingness to pursue aggressive treatment, attention to nutrition and health, and advocacy for yourself. Visit mesothelioma.net for information about specialized treatment centers and improving your outcomes and quality of life. Or if you'd prefer to talk directly to one of our patient advocates, call 1-800-692-8608 or use the live chat feature on our website. As for me, remember to post your questions, and I'll see you next time.